So I just watched the Azerbaijan Grand Prix around my friend's house. It was an incredible race. It had everything you could want. Great comeback drives, amazing overtaking, some carnage, some controversy. It was a 5-star race by my opinion, right? But the main talking point from this Grand Prix is sadly going to be Vettel and Hamilton, okay? What happened with them? That's not the main story, okay? Let's be really honest. The main story from this race was Danny Rick winning. He was last at one point. It was Bottas being over a minute behind Grosjean. He was at the back, a minute behind Grosjean, who was the only car in front, his next car in front, and he still makes second. And Lance Stroll getting his first podium after a coming-of-age performance. Okay, those were the main talking points. It was not Hamilton and Vettel. Let's talk what happened though, because sadly it's going to be, because of the British media. They love a story, and this is certainly one of them. So, Hamilton's leading the way. He's questionable behind the safety car. He was very close on the first restart. Christ, I thought he was going to catch it. He nearly did. But whatever, that's fine. He's dictating the pace, as you're allowed to do. But he didn't brake test Vettel. He didn't. I thought he had initially. He didn't. He didn't brake test him. You look at the telemetry on board, he's neither on the brake nor on the throttle. He's not doing anything wrong. Vettel just hits him up the back and then goes into a fit of rage. And I'm wearing like 1989 Ferrari merch. I'm the biggest Ferrari fan you've ever seen, right? And normally I would back my driver to the hills, but I can't because I'm not that stupid. Vettel was to blame. Vettel then pulled alongside and intentionally swerved into Hamilton. Ludicrous. What was he thinking? The race continues. He gets a 10-second stop-go, not just a drive-through, not just a time penalty added on. He had to come into the pits, stop for 10 seconds and then drive off. So really, his penalty was about 30 seconds because he came out just in front of Lewis, who had lost roughly 30 seconds from his pit stop because of his headrest. It's now come out that Vettel has also received 3 points on his license. If he gets 3 more, he's getting a ban. Now, it's over. It's done. Through weird circumstances, Hamilton ends up scoring less points than Vettel despite the penalty. That's just how F1 works. We need to leave it now. We need to leave it. It's done. But the British media, Sky Sports F1, Channel 4 F1, and all the websites and all the newspapers are going to make this the story. And quite frankly, it's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Yes, Vettel should not have come around and said, I didn't do anything wrong, because he did. Any idiot could see that. Anyone with a set of eyes and a brain cell could work out that Vettel was to blame for the situation. But that lady for Sky Sports, who was reporting and asking him questions, have you ever seen someone try to antagonise someone as much as that? No. What a fool. Be professional and ask questions that aren't intentionally, completely trying to sabotage the British public's view of someone. They'll make their own opinion. They don't need some idiot asking, well, you hit him, didn't you? You hit him, didn't you? Like prodding a bear with a stick. Initially, he's going to tell him to fuck off. I won't blame him. And that lady as well then started asking Hamilton, yeah, what do you think? It's disgraceful, wasn't it? It was awful. He hit you. And Hamilton's like, yeah, fine, he did, but it's over, it's done, whatever, move on. And that is the right approach. Both drivers have had their say. I think Lewis is right. I think Seb should have turned around and said, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, and I think he's going to. He'll realise it, but it's over now. But it's not. We're going to hear about this for weeks. It's pathetic. All these websites, all these newspapers, all these TV channels. I mean, I don't know what the Italians are like, or the Germans. They're probably going to turn around and be the complete opposite. And that's just as pathetic. People need to look at what happened and look at it fairly. But we're not going to get that. We're going to get this, that and the other. And can we just have some unbiased coverage of F1? I don't think we've ever had it. The media are doing what they did to Schumacher in the 90s. Bit of different situation, because they cost their beloved Hill the championship in 94, you could say. But the situation's done. Neither car were damaged from the collision. Vettel served this penalty. Done. It's finished. Let it go. I wish people would. Just let it go. The British media should let it go. Focus on the great stuff that happened today. But they won't. It's absolutely pathetic. Makes me tired. as a fan of F1, I love Formula 1, have done for 20 years, but it's hard. The main story was Bottas, Ricciardo and Stroll. Forget Hamilton and Vettel, that's all bollocks. Move on. And we're all just arseholes to each other on social media anyway. I mean, it's just sad, it makes me sad. Just be nice to each other, enjoy the sport. We're having a great season. We get a battle between two teams and it's imploded to an extent, yeah, but that's not the story, guys. We watched a great race, and two bit of handbags between two drivers is not the story. I just want people to know that that's the case. Take it easy.